What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? This stuff just keeps flying in to no ends. Like it is crazy right now. People like, are you serious? What is going on? I'm telling you, and the news comes, it comes like a missile. Oh, absolutely. I'm sitting there working on the Patreon and I'm hit out the blue that JJ Redick could be fired at the end of the year. But he got an extension. So I was like, man, this is crazy because I heard it from one place and they said, oh, Robert Horry said something on TV about it. And I was like, okay, well, that's typical. But then I start hearing there's a situation like a real situation that was taking place. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what's going on? This has been one of the worst NBA weekends ever for an All-Star weekend that the fans have basically tuned out of it. So they're going through the withdrawal of that and trying to process what is going on here as people just drop their interest in the All-Star weekend. And there's no consistency to it. And based on what they've been seeing in previous years, they just pretty much didn't give this year a chance. When so far, the rookie game and everything went well. Now, yeah, well, here's the thing. While everyone is watching what's happening out there, there's talks and developments that's going on. The Los Angeles Lakers are out here trying to position themselves and move in a different manner. As the fans were upset, and they're pretty much shocked and awed that the Lakers didn't make a move during the free agency. And they're surprised that they didn't get Sochan on the Lakers when they could have got him for nothing. And they said, you know how many players on the Lakers you could have sat down to the G League, starting with Bronny James, and we could have had Jeremy Sohan on our team. Instead, he's going to the New York Knicks, and nobody on the Lakers thought that we could use him on the team. And we're just not a championship team. And JJ Redick doesn't seem like he has control over the locker room. And I was like, this is not fair, really, to JJ Redick. It really isn't. But then again, he was gifted the position, so I can't feel sorry for him because he was gifted this. They threw this right in his lap and said, this is all on you. You are our coach. We're going to put 2 veteran coaching staff people behind you, but it's all on you. And LeBron has screwed this thing up so royally that other people who come in are going to be stuck under the same umbrella. And it's not just because of that. The Los Angeles Lakers seem to react to what's happening with the fans. Plus, you got Mark Walters involved. You have other people here, and they kind of want to do it their way. I don't think anyone's job is safe with what's happening right now. No one job is safe. Not even LeBron and Luka, this partnership or whatever. This isn't safe after the end of the year. That's deciding how this works out. Luka's here to stay. The organization has made they're holding on to Luka. LeBron in his future and his debacles and debauchery, that's what's in question here. And the JJ Redick being brought in, that was their choice to keep LeBron happy. You wanted JJ here, JJ's here. So you chose this until you didn't. Vanderbilt is your ass kisser, and you didn't want to let Vanderbilt go so y'all can keep Jeremy Shohan. So instead of getting Jeremy Shohan, who can get you rebounds, who can get you, he's not a LeBron ass kisser, and he's too much of an X factor. You don't know him, but you know Vandy. So let's stick with Vandy. And that's where you are. And that's why the fans are upset, because there was an opportunity to get him, and you didn't get him. Now let's get to what we know about JJ Redick. Well, JJ Redick is in a whole different grease because he can't control LeBron. LeBron's doing what he wants to do. You got Dylan Brooks wanting to knock him out while he's on the court. And, you know, LeBron James is not going to stop being LeBron James for anybody. He's not going to stop. He's going to be LeBron to the end. So here's what the Lakers want to do. They want to trade JJ Redick for Ty Lue. They want Ty Lue to be the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. They couldn't get Ty Lue. And Ballmer, there's no way in hell Ballmer's going to do that. But that's what they initially wanted to do. So they knew they couldn't get that done. Ballmer wasn't going for that. So he's like, no, that's not happening. So that's dead in the water. So Mike Budenholzer was being sought out to be a coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. He was one of their high choice candidates to him and the guy from the Utah Jazz. What was his name? Gosh, I can't think of his name. He used to coach the Jazz. He's got the straw-like hair. He was the other guy that they had in mind for coaching the team that they wanted. But he was there when they had Donovan Mitchell and everything. He was a good coach. I was kind of shocked Utah gave up on him. Well, LeBron put Ty Lue in ICU. I know. But he knows how to deal with LeBron. So, no, Redick's not fired. The news of him getting fired, no, not Jerry Sloan. Snyder. Yeah, that's it. Snyder, yep. So Snyder is the guy they really want to be the coach of the Lakers. But here's the problem that the Los Angeles Lakers have. They have to wait till this season is over. And while they're stuck in this rhythmless movement that they have that's going on right now, everyone on the team seems to be following into this falsetto of where people are supposed to be. Don't forget to hit the like button, good people. Oh, yes. And it's been like that for a very long time. And once you have a lot of people Yeah, I know. What here's the thing. When you see people that go out there and perform the way they do, yeah. But if the Los Angeles Lakers, let's say if they go out in the first round in the playoffs, Even with his extension, he's going to probably be fired for next year. They would have to have a new coach because it's clear he doesn't have the locker room. No one respects JJ. They do what they want to do. It's a coach by committee. And it's just hard like that. Yep, Quinn Snyder. That's the guy that the Lakers want to be the coach. They want Quinn Snyder more than anything. If the Clippers play the Lakers in the first round, they are not going to let the Lakers lose in the first. But if they do, JJ Redick is getting fired. That's pretty much always the writing on the wall. That'd be what, 3 first-round exits in a row? Well, here's the thing about JJ. His remedial plays that he calls, his inability to have the players adapt to situational things that are happening in the game, his adjustments, his ATOs, that's after timeout plays, for those who don't know, have been some of the worst that you've seen. So it's either he's a bad coach or they're bad at executing it, the players. And he's not getting the type of push or the type of notoriety or respect from the actual players themselves. And, he's forced to play Bronny James. You're forced to put a kid out there who can't play, and it's not at this level. Yeah, they still paying Darvin Ham. So you're paying out his contract. You signed JJ Redick to an extension after 1 year. Now, here's the problem, is that Luka Doncic, who likes JJ Redick, that was his former teammate in Dallas. So he knows what Luka likes and he knows what he doesn't like as far as play calls, sets, and everything else. But coaching him is another thing. And what they've come to is a stalemate because they have a problem on the floor, which Luka can't deal with and JJ can't deal with. It's like, when do we tell LeBron to sit the hell down or get off the ball or, move and, he's altering lineups to his ability. Luka wants Austin Reeves to start. He doesn't like when Marcus Smart is starting. Luka believes Marcus Smart starting is a problem, that Marcus Smart should be with the second unit. LeBron thinks Marcus Smart should be with the first unit. Yes, definitely hit the like button and hit up everybody in there. Thank you. Appreciate you. But he believes that, they should be with the first unit, and that's just the way it is. So if he's believing that they should be with the first unit, LeBron got his way, Austin Reeves got allegedly hurt, and now he's with the second unit. Right? Everybody's right as rain. Then something transpires to take it to the next level. Oh, there always is. Come on. You're smarter than that. Everybody knows that there's always that next level. When people say, well, wait, what happens when it goes to the next level? What happens to there's a next level. And you know what they're going to do. You know what they're going to run each and every time. I've seen this enough. He knows. What could he tell LeBron James? Really? What could he tell? What could he tell LeBron? JJ is like, look, you know it. I agree with you, Luka, but what are we gonna do with LeBron? LeBron knows he's a problem. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about being disruptive. When he wasn't happy, what did he do? He went over there and started chatting with the team. They had to call a timeout, all because he couldn't get his way. That's what being a leader is about. No, you saw this guy pouting because he couldn't get a stat. I'm going to be the oldest guy to get a triple-double. You're going to be the oldest guy to get a triple-double cheeseburger because you're the oldest guy in the league in history. So everything you do, you're going to be the oldest guy to do it, idiot. So all these alerts saying that he's going to be fired. Oh, 100%. Now, JJ, who never should have had the job to begin with, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, anybody else, he never really had a chance to fully coach. But then he never showed or experienced that he was a good coach. But then again, this guy coached fifth graders. And he's the head coach in the NBA with no head coach experience. Matter of fact, he wasn't even coaching fifth grade. His kid was in fifth grade and they had like a basketball team and he was helping them out. Right. He coached YMCA like gym in the summertime. That's how bad it's become. Now get this. Of course he's going to be disruptive. That's all he knows how to do. He's going to disrupt till he can get his way. That's all he wants. He wants Bronny to get more minutes. So Bronny's getting more minutes. And Jenny Storms is not putting up with it when he's on Peacock. So he's upset. So he's not going to play on those primetime games against Wemby because they feel they're going to let Wemby dominate me. I can't do that. I can't let Wemby dominate me. I'm going to sit down. See, he knows Wemby's going to have his way with him, and he don't want that to happen. And the whole world in France and everybody's going to see LeBron get embarrassed by Wemby. He going to sit out all the San Antonio games. Of course, he doesn't want to get embarrassed. That's how he used to be with Luka. But the Lakers can't get better because of you. Then all of a sudden, now all these teams are coming in to take your job. Do I personally think he gets fired? It all depends on how they finish. If they go out in the first round again, or let's say it works, they don't make the playoffs, they lose in the play-in, you can't bring him back. Laker fans will not understand how you bringing the same team back that just did that. You didn't just did this 3 times in a row. So they're going to expect some sign of an improvement. Or what are we doing it for? You got JJ Redick last year, and you had Luka come in the middle of the season, and you got 50 wins. And you got bounced out in 5 games by the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves bounced you out in 5 games. That's all anybody got to say. When LeBron play on Peacock, his numbers are way lower. Free throws attempts are lower. He's not getting a lot of the calls that he normally would get if he plays. The game is sponsored by ESPN or Amazon Prime Game. On NBC Sports, Peacock, he hasn't had that luxury when it's a major, sponsored game. When it's like a local, regular NBC Sports game instead of a Peacock game, then, he might get some numbers, but nah. Because Jenny Storms is already proven, and LeBron's already showing her his power. I'm not showing up. I'm not going to do what they want me to do. If it doesn't favor him, he's not going to do it. That's how he feels. That's how he gives back to the game. I got to be the star. I got to be the big cheese. I'm LeBron James. That kind of mentality is what got the NBA in the position they're in right now. Let's talk about it. I don't think the Clippers want JJ Redick. I don't know any NBA team that wants JJ Redick as a coach. So trading him to the Clippers for Ty Lue, that was never going to work. That was never going to work. The only dummy that would be like he doing a good job, it would be Gil. Gil is, he's stupid. He's special. He would say something that's, remotely dumb like that. Oh, he gonna be all right. Ha ha, Luka. I'm starting to like Luka now because he's a Laker. But I like LeBron, Bronny, and Steph Curry's all right. He's warming up to me now. These are the best players in the league. Bronny James is the best player in the league. Now, Luka understands Bronny is a kid. He's trying to make the team, but he knows Bronny's limitations and the mental aspect of it. So when he made the statement, this is when Luka and LeBron had their little spat. Because English is not his first language. He wasn't trying to embarrass Bronny or hurt Bronny's feelings by saying the game game's too fast right now for Bronny. And he was just saying, like, the speed of it. He's going to catch up to the speed with time, and the more he plays. That's all Luka was trying to say. But the main problem is when you are somebody who is from another country and you're saying a language, LeBron's just so arrogant, he doesn't care. He think anything you say is supposed to be roses and rainbows. And he don't care where it comes from. It's all roses and rainbow over here. But see, here's what everybody else see that the majority of the world don't see. They say, screw that. We see 70-40. There's no way in hell a Laker team should be losing by 30 points. He's like, well, they don't have Luka and they don't have LeBron. Still, there's no way that they should not have getting beat by 30 points. That don't make us. The Lakers can't contend or fight. So you mean to tell me we got nothing, but we need LeBron or Luka? We just nothing without two players? Why? Because you just seen all the other teams prove to you that, hell, we better. We could do that. We can go out and compete. We don't have to keep getting blown out. We're watching these, it looked like the doggone Benny Hill show from the 1980s. It looked like the Benny Hill show playing basketball out there. Guys are fumbling the basketball up and down the court, and you got fans sticking around to watch this shit. I'd have packed up and left. I've been second quarter, I'm gone. I want my money back. And you wondering why, Adam Silver wondering why people don't want to go to the All-Star game. Hell, are they ever going to, will any All-Stars be there? You don't know. Because you don't know how to get people out the league who don't want to go. Y'all were quick to force Melo out. Because you're like, well, it's time. We got to make time. We got to make places for the new guys, you know, and you guys are staying too long. These guys are averaging now 18 to 20 plus years. Do you know the years when Mike and them played? 13 years was max. 10 years, max. 11 years. Guys wasn't playing 20 years. If they were like power forwards or some centers, but mostly power forwards. But the game has been so less contact. Guys, they sat out so many games, they didn't sat out damn near a couple seasons. His mishandling of Luka and LeBron's relationship has been noticed. Going into this season, the whole talk was we're going to play faster, but we are going to realize LeBron is 41. We're going to run plays for LeBron, and then we're going to keep some tempo transition plays in there for him. Then we'll slow it down for Luka. Luka likes to play a half-court game. But LeBron likes to transition. This is why he leads the NBA in breakaway points, because he piggybacks and wait for transition so everybody could throw him the ball, and he's already ahead. He's got one guy to beat. He gets a running steam ahead. See, this is when you bump LeBron and knock him out of the air. Well, LeBron only cares about his stats. So JJ Redick and the rest of the coaching staff, they have to put up with this nonsense. They have to deal with this narcissistic maniac. And then we had the issue with Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves, you want Austin Reeves to come off the bench. Luka is like, no, why do we need that? You had Austin Reeves scoring 35. They were 19-7. They were rolling. LeBron comes back, fucks everything up. The team was rolling. Then you got Bronny James trying to get more minutes. The Lakers are not trying to get Bronny James any minutes. As Stephen A. Smith said, it's the only time me and Stephen A. Smith ever agreed on a situation ever. Bronny James shouldn't even be in the league. But it's okay if you want your son to be in the league. You want to put him on your team, that's fine. Let him go to the G League and play. Oh, he gonna learn more from being on your bench than he would the G League. Fine, cool, but keep him on the bench. We don't need him in our game. Nobody is saying, give us Bronny James. Nobody. Nobody in the Laker uniforms, besides LeBron fans, are saying, we want this guy on the court. Nobody. And look, they know it's to be true. This is the realities that you're faced with. Oh, it's only going to get worse. It don't get better. It get worse. Yeah, no, because the avenues have definitely changed. Quinn Snyder, I mean, great coach. That's who they want. I think he's a really good coach. Dan Hurley and LeBron, I would have loved to have seen that. Let me show you something. Or maybe not. Let me show you guys a little something. Okay, you can see that there. All right, let me see if I can blow that up for you. You see LeBron? He's so damn good, along with his staff, super creative with their, love it. Now, here is Dan Hurley talking to JJ Redick.
To the big, and then you get into a series of high splits. Sometimes it's a ghost screen for a dunk, or you get to a 3-pointer either on a DHO or a catch and shoot. Where the fuck did you steal that play from?
Hey, so I think the inspiration the last 2 years, especially this year, is like watching college football now, or Shanahan from the NFL, how they'll have these formations, obviously the pace and the tempo of their cuts and their actions, but like how they'll have trips out of shotgun, with two in the backfield, and out of that formation, there's like 7 or 8 different things they do out of it, right? There's like a sweep, a play action, a deep post, right? All these different things. So I think going into this year, me and Luke Murray, we got together and we're like, we want to have 10 different formations, all right? Whether it's, a floppy, a regular horns with the 4 and 5 high, an inverted horns, a low 1-4, a box set. We want to have 8 to 10 different, different formations that we would have, all these different wrinkles for, right? Something for a shooter, whether it's like a, wide pin or a flare rescreen, or, a jet, jets for us, which are staggers. So out of every formation, we want to have something for a shooter, something that's going to finish with some type of a ball screen action, something with a deep post up, something to open up an ISO for somebody to drive it. Like we want to so out of each formation, anytime we run it, the defense is going to have no idea whether it's a post up, something for a shooter, or whatever it is. So that action you're talking about, that's we saw somebody in FIBA do it. Maybe it was a team in Turkey. And we just layered on top of what theirs was. Theirs was just basically a ghost, like that ghost action from guard to guard, where they were just trying to drive it. And the 5-man is in that opposite weak side corner. And now if his man steps up to help, they would just throw the lob dunk, and that was the whole action. So for us, we just wanted to kind of, if that was taken away, how are we going to continue to flow and play? So if we couldn't get downhill and drive it, and the big sees that he's not going to get a lob dunk, he's now stepping, catching that over the top pass, that guard, that ghost. He's using the flare into what would be a grenade or a dribble handoff. If they blow that up, now that weak side corner guard is now going to come back to a zoom on ball. And if it's a switching team, look for your slips. If they lock and chase everything, you could curl the 4-man. That's the one that you saw Alex Caravan slip and dunk it. But it's actions that's just layered on top of each other, and we just try to disguise it with the formations.
Now, what did he just lay out? JJ Redick just stole every play this man just laid out. So instead of paying Dan Hurley all that money, they paid JJ Redick all the money. And what did JJ do? They run the same play that he just talked about all the time. Luka runs this play all the time. They just paid less money and just had this guy who's the hack steal all the plays from Dan Hurley and run them. And he's running split actions. He's running the same split actions that they run in UConn. Did you hear him when he said we just run the split action where they throw the lob up? That's what Luka does. He tries to lob it up to Jackson Hayes every play. And if they take that away, then they try to go back to the ball, to the action on ball, and try to find a man in the corner. This is all actions on top of actions. What do we do if they take away the first initial play, which is that lob to the big off the pick and roll? Split actions plays. And that's all JJ Redick been running is split actions. It's all horns. You could tell it's all horns because the way it's set up, and it's a split action on the weak side, split action on the right. Then we're going to run a stagger screen. Okay, a double stagger. And LeBron's not going to do all that running. LeBron's going to be at the bottom, off the ball, not doing anything. And if the play is not for him, but now that Luka's out, he gets to be LeBron. This is what he wants. So at this point, it's not really about the coaching because all JJ really doing is substituting. Down the stretch of games, what set plays are they running? Luka's doing one-on-one basketball, step back threes, or they're getting transition or whatever. They're not really fluent offensively. The Lakers are not fluent offensively. It's just that Luka, off of his own ability, can get up like 35 points in a half if he needs to. And he does that when he's frustrated. when he felt like, okay, LeBron is in la la land, he's pouting or whatever. Let me go ahead and do what I'm doing and screw him. He said it doesn't matter. Pretty much it doesn't. They're proving it doesn't because they're acting as if no one cares. 81% said that he should be fired. Wow. That's crazy numbers. Okay. So who do you think should be the next coach? That question is now in the chat. Now, Tom Thibodeau, the coach, oh, that would be something else. Quinn Snyder, okay, yeah. Stephanie agrees with me. Mark Jackson. I would love to see Mark Jackson get the job. He should have had the Knicks job. Mike Brown. B. Shaw. I think Sam Cassell earned a starting job. I would like to see Sam get the job. More than anybody, I think Sam Cassell should have a head coaching job somewhere. Seeing JJ get the job was insulting. That was insulting to every black assistant coach in the game. You know, Corliss Williamson, guys like that who are really good at coaching. Yeah, I mean, if this is what we're talking about, people, this is what it needs to be about, consistency. No, that's all I heard so far. So if the Lakers don't get to where they are happy, then they're probably going to just buy him out. Mark Walters will pay you out. He'll pay everybody out. That's what Mark Walters do. He did that with the Dodgers, paid them all out. The Washington Redskins, hey, here you go, thank you. He get rid of veterans quick. He don't care about spending the money. Just so he can have the people in there and start off fresh, that's what he wants. Nobody has time for LeBron James's nonsense. He has destroyed franchises, leagues. You know, here it is, the NBA Finals, All-Star game is in shambles. Nobody's tuning in. Nobody is in there watching it. Ticket sales is abysmal. And it's all because of him. Him and Adam Silver, they decided they both were going to ruin basketball, and they just that. They ruined this thing, and they're thinking that they can come in there and get it back to where it was going by putting lipstick on the pig and throwing it out there. That even with a good game like those games they had yesterday, people will just see that on the internet, and they're like, man, this was some good games. But the damage was already done. You let Steph Curry put on a circus all-star game last year. Then you start doing the team LeBron, team this and team that, and just really lowered it to an all-time low. So I really don't understand what more do you want? But then you got media clowns like this whole circle. I'm surrounded by all these media clowns. And all of this leads to is disinformation. These are the new faces of sports media and entertainment. All of it sucked. The 3-point shootout sucked. All of that sucked today. They did a horrible job promoting it. People didn't even know who all was in it. It's just horrible. Smartest thing he ever did was reject the Lakers head coach, you know. Well, that was the thing. He never was agreeing to it. They just wanted to poach him for everything that he knew. And they said, well, let's go with the cheap route. Let's go with JJ. And that was it. They took the cheap route. They were like, JJ, you know all the dance plays, don't you? He was, oh, yeah, sure I do. Good. We'll get you to run them. Just call it, get the team. Y'all can run them in practice, and that'll be the game. Why pay him all those millions? We can just pay JJ the bare minimum. We're already paying Darvin Ham still, so now it's like we got a free coach. Well, society is moving different because of all of these fake, you know, these I want to be down people that are just lame. Yeah, when you're lame just for the sake of being a lame, and it makes no sense for you to be so lame, that's what this is really all about. Mike Malone would be a good coach, yeah. Kwame Brown. I could see Kwame Brown coaching LeBron right now. That'd be the funniest damn thing in the history of mankind. Kwame Brown coaching? Oh, my goodness. He'd be LeBron. Sit your ass down. Man, you 41. Man, I got to get my stats. I only got 5 rebounds. Well, that's all you going to have because I ain't putting your ass back in the game. I'm going back in. Watch. All right, well, we're going to see. Oh, I'm going to have 5 rebounds for today? We up 25. You ain't getting your ass back in there. I just want to get 7. Let me get 2 more rebounds. Come on, coach, give me something. I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you time enough to get your ass on that bench. You done did enough for the night. Save it for the next game. It's about winning and losing. We done won, so sit your ass down. Well, see, that's when you're looking at it from the right lens. Most of these people are not looking at it through the right lens. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I would love it for Kwame Brown to be the coach. Because he ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. He going to tell you exactly what it is, and that's going to be it. No filter.
I said LeBron only cares about points so that he conserves energy so he don't run back on defense. Defense is a mindset. It takes energy. It takes effort. And if he does that, then those points and those numbers drop. And you know the LeBron James fans really don't give a damn if they win the game. They just care about LeBron James points. So much so that he don't care about winning the game anymore. He just care about points.
Kwame Brown just dropped a bombshell by saying that LeBron James is no longer playing to win basketball games. He's playing to protect stats. According to Kwame, what we're watching right now isn't greatness, leadership, or championship basketball. It's a veteran superstar conserving energy on one side of the court so he can pad numbers on the other while the team suffers for it. And the worst part, the fan base and the media are helping him get away with it.
And I am at a point in my career now where I don't lose sleep over that. Like, fuck, how did me and Luka lose?
Right. So let me ask you this. If your team loses, but your favorite player drops 30 points, is that really a win? Or is that just stat padding disguised as greatness? Drop your answer in the comments.
This person may or may not be getting back on defense. And you show a film of this person not getting back on defense, and then you hear media pundits, now the excuse is, well, hell, he's old. He's not supposed to get back on defense. He's old, or he can't play defense because he's old.
Kwame's main point is simple but uncomfortable. Defense is not optional. Defense is not a suggestion. Defense is a mindset, and it takes effort. It takes pride. And when a player decides that defense is no longer worth their energy, that tells you everything you need to know about their priorities. The trade-off is obvious. When LeBron locks in defensively, his scoring dips. His assist numbers dip. His stat lines don't look as pretty. And that's the last thing he wants at this stage of his career.
If you can't get back on defense, then that lets me know it's time to take those sneakers and throw them up across the line. You know, out there in the hood in LA, they say they got sneakers thrown across the power line. It's time to throw them sneakers across the power line if you can't run back on defense. Because there's a difference between what I'm saying. I said LeBron only cares about points so that he conserves energy so he don't run back on defense.
What really frustrates Kwame isn't just LeBron's effort. It's the culture surrounding it. He calls out LeBron fans directly, saying they don't even care if the Lakers win anymore. As long as LeBron drops 30, the loss doesn't matter. A blowout loss becomes a good night if the box score looks right. In Kwame's eyes, that's not basketball. That's stat worship. That's people treating numbers like trophies while ignoring the scoreboard. And when that mindset spreads, winning stops being the priority.
When it's time to hang it up is if you can't run back on defense. Nobody expects LeBron to be able to play top tier defense anymore. Nobody expects him to keep a 25-year-old in front of him. But we do expect LeBron not to try to leak out early to go get a layup, and then he gives up an offensive rebound.
Kwame makes it clear that this isn't personal hatred toward LeBron. He says it over and over again. He doesn't hate LeBron James. He hates that style of play. He hates players who care more about individual numbers than team success. He hates watching guys stare at the stat sheet on the sideline like it's going to magically turn an L into a W. Because the stat sheet doesn't show effort. It doesn't show hustle. It doesn't show missed rotations, blown coverages, or a superstar jogging back while his teammates scramble to clean up the mess.
It doesn't make me a hater of LeBron. It makes me a hater of that style of play. I do not like stat patterns. I do not like people that care more about stats than they care about winning. I don't like guys looking at the stat sheet on the sideline. That stat sheet ain't gonna tell you you're getting your ass kicked. It ain't gonna change that L to a W. So it ain't the stat sheet gonna show you.
And that's where the film comes in. Kwame emphasizes that film doesn't lie. Film doesn't care about reputation. Film doesn't care about age. Film doesn't care about GOAT debates. Film shows who runs back and who doesn't. Film shows who boxes out and who leaks out early looking for easy points. Film exposes effort, or the lack of it. And according to Kwame, the film is exposing LeBron James night after night on the defensive end.
That when you're in front of a guy and then you got to box him out and you don't wrap around him, get behind him and give him a layup like you did Steven Adams. We expect you not to do that. But we understand he's 41 years old. He don't have the energy and effort that it takes to play defense. Defense is a mindset. It takes energy. It takes effort. And if he does that, then those points and those numbers drop. And you know the LeBron James fans really don't give a damn if they win the game. They just care about LeBron James points. So much so that he don't care about winning the game anymore. He just care about points.
Every time someone brings this up, the excuses come flying. He's old. He's 41. He can't be expected to play defense anymore. Kwame calls that nonsense. If you're too old to play defense, you're too old to be on the floor. Period. Nobody is asking LeBron to guard a 25-year-old superstar one-on-one for 48 minutes. Nobody expects him to be an elite perimeter stopper anymore. But jogging back? Rotating properly? Boxing out? Communicating on defense? That's basic NBA responsibility. And when you can't or won't do that, it's time to hang it up.
The film don't give a about your superstar name on the back of your jersey. The film shows the ugly truth. The film don't like nobody.
Kwame goes further and points out how the media shifts the goalposts for LeBron. When he plays defense, they praise his IQ. When he doesn't, they blame his age. When the team loses, they highlight his stat line. When someone criticizes him, they get attacked. Kwame reminds everyone how he's been treated in the past for making legitimate basketball critiques. Media figures mocked him, disrespected him, and tried to discredit his knowledge, not because he was wrong, but because he dared to criticize their chosen king. According to Kwame, LeBron has built a media shield, a protective bubble where criticism is treated like blasphemy. If a coach calls him out, the coach gets dragged. If a teammate struggles, they get blamed. If a talking head questions his effort, suddenly it's hate. This environment makes honest basketball discussion impossible, and that's exactly how LeBron wants it. Because as long as no one questions his defense, he can continue leaking out early, conserving energy, and stacking numbers. Kwame doesn't deny LeBron's longevity. In fact, he expects LeBron to own a lot of records. If you play as long as LeBron has, stay healthy, and dominate the ball, the numbers will come. That's not shocking. That's math. Longevity plus opportunity equals stats. But Kwame argues that records without accountability don't equal greatness. Being available doesn't make you the GOAT. Being strategic with your energy doesn't make you the best ever, especially when that strategy comes at the expense of team defense and winning basketball. One of the sharpest points Kwame makes is about mindset. Defense is not about athleticism alone. It's about effort and awareness. Plenty of players were never great one-on-one defenders, but they knew team schemes. They rotated properly. They communicated. They made the extra effort to be in the right place. Kwame says LeBron has the IQ to do that, but his mind is already on offense while he's supposed to be defending. He's thinking about his next possession while the other team is attacking the rim. This leads to repeated defensive lapses, missed rotations, late help, no box out, giving up offensive rebounds because he's already leaking out for a fast break. And when the basket happens, LeBron looks around at his teammates like someone else messed up. Kwame points out that this is what frustrates real basketball people. Not the missed shots, not the age, the lack of accountability. Kwame.
Now, and that's what we talk about all the time. The lack of accountability. And while this dude has been getting praised, he wants to continue to get praised. What more do you want from the NBA? They've given you everything in the world. They have no identity. The Lakers does not have an identity. They don't. The LA culture is like non-existent right now. Everybody will get the blame except for him. And that's the heartbreaking part. NBA 75 players on his team and did not go to the playoffs. I know that guy. You keep calling this man the GOAT. You can't call a man a GOAT that's not on an all-defensive team. You're a defensive liability. Kobe Bryant was on all defensive teams in the later years of his life. LeBron has had 4 NBA 75 players on his team and did not go to the playoffs. Love that.
Kwame also touches on how LeBron benefits from having defensive specialists around him. Guys like Marcus Smart, Vanderbilt, and others are expected to do the dirty work so LeBron doesn't have to. He can pick his spots defensively, but those spots get fewer and fewer as the seasons go on. And when the game gets tough, when effort matters most, LeBron's priority is still offense. Not stops, not rebounds, not sacrifices. This is why Kwame believes the Lakers aren't going anywhere. They might beat weaker teams. They might sneak wins against flawed opponents. But against disciplined, physical teams like Oklahoma City, Minnesota, Phoenix, or other Western Conference contenders, they won't stand a chance. Not when their supposed leader is conserving energy on defense, not when effort is optional, not when stats matter more than stops. Kwame doesn't mince words at the end. He says LeBron is getting exposed, not because he can't score, not because he can't pass, but because winning at the highest level requires commitment on both ends of the floor. And LeBron no longer wants to do the grunt work. He wants the glory without the grind, the numbers without the sacrifice. And that's why Kwame ends where he began. This isn't hatred. This isn't jealousy. This is basketball truth. He doesn't hate LeBron James. He hates stat padding. He hates fake greatness. He hates when fans celebrate box scores instead of wins. Because when you turn basketball into a spreadsheet competition, you lose everything that actually makes the game great. The film doesn't lie. The scoreboard doesn't lie. And no amount of excuses, media protection, or fan worship can change what's happening on the court. LeBron James can score 30. He can climb every stat list. He can keep padding numbers. But until he commits to defense, until winning matters more than records, this version of LeBron will never lead a team anywhere meaningful again. At the end of the day, basketball has always been about sacrifice. Every championship team, every real dynasty, every true leader had stars willing to do the ugly work when it mattered most. Diving on the floor, sprinting back on defense, boxing out when nobody's watching. That's the difference between empty numbers and meaningful wins. When a superstar decides those things are beneath him, the message trickles down to the entire roster, and the culture collapses from the inside out. What makes this situation even more frustrating is that LeBron knows better. His basketball IQ is undeniable. He understands rotations, spacing, and defensive principles as well as anyone who's ever played the game. That's why the lapses don't look like physical decline alone. They look like choices. And when fans and media refuse to call those choices out, they enable them. Accountability disappears, and standards get lowered just to protect a legacy. This is why the GOAT debate feels more manufactured than ever. Greatness isn't about how long you play or how many boxes you check on a stat sheet. It's about impact when it matters, effort when it's inconvenient, and leadership when the team needs it most. You don't get to claim the highest throne while asking for the lowest expectations, and you don't get immunity from criticism just because of past accomplishments. As the season goes on, the truth is only going to get louder. Better teams will target the weak points, younger legs will force the issue, and no amount of narrative control can hide what shows up on film every night. The league adjusts fast, and when effort becomes optional, opponents make you pay for it in the postseason, every single time. So the question isn't whether LeBron can still put up numbers. We already know he can. The real question is whether he's still willing to do what winning actually requires. Because until defense matters as much as points, this version of LeBron James will continue to stack stats, collect excuses, and watch other teams play for something bigger than individual legacy. If you rock with real basketball talk and honest breakdowns, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments.
And that's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's all about. Team wins first. Do the Lakers play exciting basketball? No. Are they on the level of OKC? No. They're not on the level of any of these teams. So why would we be looking at them like they are? That's the problem. That's what we need to be asking ourselves. Why are we not looking at them? Yeah, why are we not doing that? Mm-hmm. Well, when you start looking at teams that play the other side of the pillow. Like, for instance, real coaching that take place, Houston, Detroit Pistons, real coaching you see out there on the floor. Then you see what's happening with the Los Angeles Lakers. Does that look like coaching to you? Does that look like exciting basketball to you? It doesn't. Luka plays too slow for today's style of play. So when Luka gets in the game with LeBron, they slow the game down because, one, LeBron isn't fast. He likes to score in transition just to get his points up. But they play a very slowed down version of offense, and it has not gotten anybody better. The team is not improved. But when Luka's on the floor without LeBron, all of a sudden we see levels of improvement. Other players' scores go up. There's a different attitude on the floor than what other people was privy to previously. So when all of these dynamics change, Now the scope of everything changes. Now the attitude changes. So it becomes, what part of the glamour show do you want to be a privy to? That's what we're about over here. Thank you. And now LeBron James wants to play another year in LA. And he wants to stay in LA and doesn't want to play and take the veteran minimum. And he doesn't want to go to Cleveland. NBC is not okay with this. But it's what LeBron wants. And he wants a 2-year deal. And everyone thinks he's going to get it. He never wants to be in a situation where he's not in control. All of this might be his final year, and all of this is blah, blah, blah noise. LeBron is not retiring. He knows he's not retiring. So he doesn't even care to even engage in that talk because he's not going anywhere. He wants to stick around for another 2 years. And yes, not go back to Cleveland. The league has to get to forcing him out. You give this guy a championship, he's going to want to come back because he thinks he can win another. Don't do it. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. You get this guy the hell up out of here, and don't you bring him back. I support my brother, Solomon Hill, baby. He was just out there playing defense. It ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet.
Top 50 in your opinion?
No, he's not.
100.
Not even top 100. I cannot put him over anybody. You can name Lord Thomas III, Oscar Robertson, Larry Bird.
Are we going in order?
Yeah, this is my order. That's Mike could probably be 5th. Michael Jordan will be 5th. Then Kobe. Then Magic. He's corrupted this league. He's done everything wrong in this league. He done ruined the historical value of the All-Star game to make it all about him. LeBron's team. Team LeBron versus Team Curry. Now it's exciting. No, it wasn't exciting because you want to put players on your team because you can't win on the East. We ain't got no good players. There was good players on the East. You suck. So you couldn't beat the West. That's just what it was. So he got tired of losing in the All-Star game every year, so now he want to change it up. The problem wasn't the All-Star game people on the East and West and switching it all up. That wasn't the problem. The problem was you weren't playing. Y'all were just sitting out there letting people dunk and y'all having conversations on the court. It's like, dude, y'all don't even play? This is boring. Ain't nobody even watching this. Y'all.
No, I didn't see what Ron said. But it makes sense now, doesn't it? They sat me right down on a live interview with LeBron James. It's going to be the livest, most broke internet in the history of mankind. That 5 minutes is going to be incredible because that's how long that live stream is going to probably last, 5 minutes. Because that interview is going to be over. I will not get past 2 questions. So, LeBron, have you ever took steroids? First question out the bag. Have you ever took steroids? Your PEDs, EPO? Have you ever did that in your life? That's the first question out the bag. Let's see how he answered that. Then we get to the other questions. And he ain't gonna like none of them. All these back LeBron James rub down shows, we got enough of those. Then you exactly. You ain't gonna like my questions, buddy boy. Why you get Darvin Ham fired? I didn't fire Darvin. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It was you. Like I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It was all you. You got Darvin Ham up out of there after he took you further than anybody ever took you on the Lakers. And we're not talking about the bubble, ladies and gentlemen. That was garbage. Because if every one of those, that championship mattered, LeBron wouldn't be the only person there. Him and AD were the only two people on the team, and now AD gone. He's somewhere. He 2 teams traded in now. Now he in Washington looking lost and confused. Lost and turned out. Lost and turned out. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to put another poll in the chat. New poll has hit the chat. Can the Lakers win the championship this season? The new poll is in the chat. Let's see what happens now. Oh, buddy, it is loading up. Woo, man, that's high already. I didn't know it was going to be that high. My goodness. But I guess it should have known. Well, JJ get fired me just like they did Darvin Ham. You know, they probably bought him out. But now that they got new ownership, yeah, he messed up the All-Star game because he kept losing. So he threatened not to be in them anymore. He kept losing. Every year, LeBron was losing the All-Star game. And he was going to have the most losses in the All-Star game because the West was dominating them. And he was tired of losing, blaming that they ain't got no stars in the East. There ain't no stars out here, coach. I mean, what I'm supposed to do? Yup, there ain't no stars out here. There ain't nothing for me to do. I did the best I could. Yup. Yeah, I know, right? But that's how they play the game. See, everybody else don't play the same way. Kobe straight embarrassed him twice. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. He's not the caliber of a Kobe Bryant. Like Kobe is an exceptional player. When you see Kobe Bryant, it's not even, you don't even put that in the same question. That's why real Laker fans feel disrespected when they hear the breathing of a Laker fan. I mean, true Laker fan hear a LeBron fan and it annoys them because they know they don't want this guy on the team. They know he's the problem. And they're just smothered by all of this Laker crap. No, JJ didn't get fired yet. It's saying the news is getting louder and louder about him being his firing. coming like at the end of the year if they don't make it. Well, Kobe didn't feel that way until they did that. He did a couple of interviews saying Kobe is the best player for now and all that. And he was getting real arrogant, in the interviews. And he was like, for now? Like, what do you mean for now? Kobe was like, man, you can't score on me. Like, stop that. One-on-one basketball, you would beat me. No, you could be close to even beating me. Like, it's not even going to be close. LeBron is not a one-on-one basketball player because he has no moves. This is why Dennis Rodman said, I would lock and shut that guy down easy. See, you got to remember, they changed the rules for LeBron to dominate, and he still ain't dominating. Where is he dominating at? Because he's losing every year. I don't see him hosting up no trophies. He ain't held up a trophy in 9 years. No championship trophy. We don't count the pandemic bubble. So it's been 10 years since he held up a trophy. Cleveland, give him for you. Sit your bum ass down somewhere. Did you see he had no reply back to that real Laker fan he tried to run that bullshit on? Talking about he won one. I won y'all one though. He was like a real one. He had to shut the hell up because nobody honored that. I hate they put that stain on the legacy on the Lakers. Like, why would you put that stain on there? That hanging up that ridiculous in-season cup banner. That was just awful to see that go up in the stands. Well, it's Adam Silver's fault, really. Okay. All right. Well, let me go ahead and finish this up and take this phone call. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Love, peace, and hair grease. We out.